technologies like AI, ML, big data, etc., became the right choice of technologies to solve the challenges that are faced by any insurance providers, right? So our exponential insurtech arm of Intellect, which is our Intellect Seek, it actually provides an excellent data first strategy for commercial insurance.
Technologies such as big data, AI, and ML are now widely used across multiple industries, including insurance and BFSI as well. With your demonstrated track record as a leader in the data for strategy mapping for the commercial insurance sector, we would be really interested to learn more about the use cases and blueprint design roadmap of data for strategies that could create a significant impact on the day-to-day business operations of the insurance sector. And also, we hear a lot of buzz about blockchain and other Web 3.0 assets to be securing more credibility in this sector. What do you think the future of the insurance sector looks like?
That's a pretty interesting question, right? Future of the insurance sector. See, the if you look at it, insurance uh, is has heavily been document driven and a lot of risk evaluation driven industry, right? And so the one of the key, which the very nature of that industry automatically meant technologies like AI, ML, big data, etc., became the right choice of technologies to solve the challenges that are faced by any insurance providers, right? So our exponential insurtech arm of Intellect, which is our Intellect Seek, it actually provides an excellent data first strategy for commercial insurance. Now, what do I mean by that? So you take a typical example of a commercial insurance provider where they get applications for proposals for getting insurance coverage, etc., from commercial institutions. It involves the need for the underwriter within the insurance organization to figure out what is the level of the risk that they need to evaluate before they can underwrite for the exact value of that particular cover, right? So that evaluation typically used to run into weeks. There's the amount of data that they have to collect, documents that they have to collect, validate, revalidate, and whatnot, because the numbers that comes up are pretty big. So that typically used to run into weeks. And one of the key things that we brought to the table was the ability to have to apply our algorithms from machine learning perspective, computer vision perspective, etc., for a particular insurer or the underwriter to say, tell me what is the risk appetite or what is the risk that comes to me because of this particular proposal from this particular commercial company. And that, by having the ability to assimilate data across hundreds, in some cases even cutting more than thousands of data sources, putting all of that together, triangulating, identifying the right data. Let's say I pick data from one data source to another data source, they could potentially be in conflict. How do I know which one to trust? So we have our algorithms which actually try to identify and prepare or identify and evaluate which provides more trustworthy representation for the same data attribute, and so on. And we provide confidence levels at a per attribute level, something that most of our competitors cannot provide. We provide that at a per attribute level, and ultimately helping that particular underwriter to take a call, not in a matter of weeks, but in a matter of days. Technically speaking, it could probably be in a matter of hours, but a typical human intervention needed for them to revalidate those data points and then take a call effectively spills it over into days. But then that is the kind of the impact that having a complete AI ML based focus or a data first focus strategy for commercial insurance brings to your table, right? So the second part of your question was on using blockchain and Web 3.0 assets for securing or the impact of that on the insurance sector. That's a pretty interesting question. We believe blockchain will definitely have a pretty big impact. Why? Because of the need for the kind of data sharing that comes between the insurance agencies and potentially other participants along with the customer itself for various purposes. And we believe that actually would make or simplify some of the complexity that is present in the industry. It would probably take a little time for those use cases to mature into a viable solution offering, but we believe that actually has a pretty big impact or a pretty big outlook in the insurance space.